So one of the topics that consistently come up when we've posted these videos is what's it like building in the Philippines, and equally curious for family and friends that are abroad is what is it like as an American building in the Philippines? Probably the third most popular topic just in terms of general conversation from Filipinos is, how did you find your architect? How did you find a builder? Because a lot of times it's a challenge for locals to find skilled talent that they feel has a good reputation and that they want to work with. And so I'll address the third question first. How did I find the architect, and how did we find the builder? Enter the picture, Gian.
My first consideration was, of course, I met Kibo many years ago. So we were first friends. So I got to know more about him, what he wants to be done. And then when he informed me that he was planning on building a house here in the Philippines, of course I was delighted about it, that finally he's like setting roots here. And the challenge was, of course, he has things that, okay, this is what I'm looking for with an architect, and it goes forward to the contractor. So I guess knowing the client of my friend, how he operates, what his expectations are as well. I had to find architects and a contractor that I thought could really work together. Because sometimes there's a lot of egos, and sometimes also here in the Philippines, the price list of professional fees really go up depending on who you plan to acquire to do your architecture design. But I did give a short list of architects and contractors, and I felt that these people might be the persons that my friend would like to contract the house with. So we started from there. Building in the Philippines, like what Kibo mentioned, is never easy. You know, even forget the pandemic part. Of course, the pandemic part made it harder. So I guess it all boils down to having really found the right architect and the contractor to work on contingency matters. And most importantly, how to deliver a project that the client is expecting. So I'm just so blessed to be able to introduce the right people to Kibo, and look where we're at right now.
Right. Let's dive a little deeper.
The way I think about the thing as a whole, like what you mentioned, number one, it is really important how you communicate things to the contractors, the workers, even with your architect. And I guess it's also a plus in your case that your contractor is also an architect. I think that's a big plus there. And just how you deal with the workers. It's true that a lot of people have this negative notion that it's really crazy to build in the Philippines. But again, there comes that part that, you know, there's also a lot of good architects, a lot of good contractors there. So it's just finding the right people to really help a client build properly in the Philippines. Of course, there's no perfect project, but I think the number one key there is how the client really deals with the architect, the contractor, the workers.
I want to dive into lighting.
A lot of people just put it second, third thought. They're more like, I want this designer thing here, this house structure there. And most of them really, you know, they don't really give a second thought to lighting. Yes, price points are always considered in each project. You know, I've done really high-end projects that they can't afford lighting, but they just don't want to spend for that. So it's really bringing into the table, okay, what are the alternatives I can offer, and give them quality for the certain budget that they do want to spend. So, end of the day, lighting is really very important in every project. You know, it could break or make the project.
So, next time when we follow up with, hopefully, first part of the year, January, February of 2022, we will show you the lights on. It's been a long journey. The pandemic has extended the time to build this house in a way that can create some frustrating days, but when you look at what you're going to wind up with, it creates a positive outlook and makes you look more forward than backwards and than thinking about things you can't control. All we can try to do is to keep people safe, not complain about what the time the pandemic has taken away from us. We're building a house. You know, people are losing family, people are getting sick, and we're building a house. So at the end of the day, I don't really have the altitude in me to sit back and really complain when I look around at really what's important, and that's family and friends, and praying that loved ones who we've lost are in a better place and that there's a better day tomorrow. So we will keep you abreast of what's going on and the progress of the project, and happy holidays to everybody, and we'll see you in 2022. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you so much.